welcome back to the third instalment of The Rock Behind the Roll. Now, a couple of things I want to mention before we get going today. The first one being, Mum and I are really enjoying the interaction. Fair comment, Mum?
Yep.
Yeah, the questions coming in, that's great, so keep it up. If you can put the questions on the YouTube video in the comments box under it, and then we'll do our best to come back to them. We'll either write back to you, or we can actually address them during the podcast. So that could be good fun. The second thing is, after we learnt a bit about the Welsh Liberty last week, some truths have come out about this boat, which is quite interesting. There's some weak links to Churchill somewhere. Is that right, Mum?
That's true.
And the other thing we learnt is that it played its part in Dunkirk.
It did.
So for me, I think the best thing about that is it can cross the channel and it can dodge the Luftwaffe, but it can't dodge Mum and her crew when they board it. So there you go. So what we're going to do now is hand over to the good lady herself. And fire away, Mum. Go for it.
Okay. That's quite a good one, Chaz. Well done. This is the follow-up, isn't it? I've got a thing about boats, but my daughter reminded me that I have had another situation regarding a boat, and this one was, I don't know, early 70s. Ronnie was still in the Faces at that time. And I think we were doing a gig, presumably. Not very good at knowing about these gigs. Things seem to sort of obliterate that. But anyway, we're invited back to Reggie's boat. Reggie being Elton John, but I've always called him Reggie. Anyway, we all went back to Reggie's boat, and it was the same old
Did you actually... Was it it's going to be a big boat?
I don't think he owned it. It was parked on the Thames, or moored on the Thames.
Okay,
I don't think... I'm sure he could have bought a whole fleet. I don't know by that time just how loaded he was, but he was sure as hell loaded enough to put on a big flush gathering, which always seems to involve a meal the size of a banquet wherever we landed up. Funny that, because nobody ate that much. But either way, in America, it had gone down really well. But either way, we were invited, and it was all going okay. Until I realised that we weren't far into the meal, and Reggie was being terribly rude to the waitresses and waiters and any minion that he had hired for the occasion. And I've got a thing about manners. I absolutely hate anyone dining out or whatever they're doing and are rude to the waitress and people that are making their stay as pleasurable as possible.
That's fair comment.
And I'm quite sort of anal about that. So I thought, well, say nothing. I thought, no, I've got to say something, because I felt so embarrassed to be in a part and to be with somebody who behaved so atrociously that, I did open my mouth. Didn't insert foot, I just didn't hold back.
Did you swear?
Must have done. This is very hard for me now not to. But I tried to be reasonable. And basically, just to say to him, it doesn't matter who the hell you are, you don't treat people like that.
Yeah.
And he wasn't very pleased, oddly enough. And sort of, I suppose he had a similar reaction to Lordy. Can somebody please get this person, I'm never a woman, I'm a person, get this person off my boat immediately, and sort of clicked his fingers to summon the security guys. And I thought, well, you don't have to throw me off, mister, because I'm leaving. So I did my flounce.
Again?
I stayed, the amazing exits that I do, they're usually a failure. And Ronnie realised what was happening and thought, oh no, best go and get her. And then Rod pointed out that actually I was Ronnie's old lady and an old friend of his, and Elts was a bit a bit taken aback because I hadn't got far off the main dining room or whatever you have in the boats. So I overheard this, and I thought, well, that'll serve you right, because I ain't going back no bleeding way, mate, I can assure you that.
And there's a cupboard on this boat with my name on it.
God, yeah. Yeah, well, it got as far as me weighing up the options of where the lifeboats were or whatever you have, the rubber ring. And, yeah, we didn't go back. You know, I think we went and partied elsewhere.
So you and Ronnie obviously turfed off the boat and then went on with your day or your evening.
Or night.
Or night,
Yeah, I think we probably went clubbing.
Of course you did.
And I don't know, but I can't say as I haven't forgotten it, because whenever I hear about Elton and what a hero he is, I think, huh. But that's probably unfair, you know. He was probably in his early days. I hope he learned a bit from it, but I doubt it. Sorry, Elton, mate.
Love it. Good. No more runnings about then, no? Since then?
I don't think we ever crossed paths again. No, I think that was the one and only time I was exposed to him.
Do you, have you had, I mean, because for someone who can't swim, you seem to like a boat. Has there been any more
Near drowning
boats?
experience.
Anything else with boats or not?
Not that springs to mind. But there again, I rely on you kids to prompt me into remembering things.
Well, we can probably do more of that with what we're doing now, can't we? So if anyone out there has seen Mum on another boat, I'd love to know.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think I'm invited to any boat parties or anything like that.
To be fair, your first story you got thrown out of Lord Litchfield's house.
Yes.
Your second story, you pretty much got banned from the tour by Eric's manager.
Yeah.
And the third story, you've been thrown off Elt's boat.
Yeah.
Have you got any stories where you get to stay for the duration?
Oh, that's a mean question.
That's one for next week, right?
That is one for now. That's going to take some digging about, because actually I can remember more places I've been thrown out of. It does seem to
That's good.
happen quite a bit, or certainly did. I think it probably still does. I just don't go out anymore. So,
Well, at least you're consistent, eh?
yes, I think you could say that.